On today's episode, we talk about stress and some tips on how to overcome it. Hi there, it's Chris Barlics. Thanks for checking out another episode of Weight Loss on the Daily. And today we're talking about something that affects 78% of us. And it affects us because it drains us of happiness, it affects our health, and it also causes us to gain weight. And that thing is, as you know by reading the title of the video, stress. Now, back in ancient prehistoric times, we had a lot of predators out to get us, like saber-toothed tigers, right? When they looked at us, it wasn't because they wanted to cuddle, it was because they wanted to eat us for dinner. So we needed to have a way of surviving that. And our body evolved to have what's called this fight or flight response. And basically, a response that when we recognized a threat in front of us, caused our body to adapt or evolve into this being that could run away and survive or fight and survive. Basically, all the blood that would go to our internal organs shunted over to our large muscles so we can run faster, we can fight better, we had tunnel vision so we can zone out all of the distractions. That's the fight or flight response. But as we evolved over time, fortunately, there are no saber-toothed tigers, and unless you're going off into an African safari, there really aren't any likely chances of you getting eaten by anything. But there are plenty of other modern-day saber-toothed tigers that stress us out. What are they? Money issues, work, raising kids, tending to elderly or sick parents. Those things absolutely stress us out. Even if you turn on the news, watch the news, that is enough to stress anybody out alone, right? So there are a lot of things that stress us out, and little things happen when we're stressed out that can create a big problem for us. Two things specifically, adrenaline and cortisol, two hormones, increase when we're stressed out. Adrenaline increases because that was the thing that allowed us to run faster or fight better in prehistoric times. But even when we're sitting at our desk, trying to pay the bills or getting yelled at by our boss or trying to meet a deadline, our adrenaline still goes up. Even though we don't need to be physical, it still rises. And when it drops and adrenaline wears off, we get a lot hungrier because it's our body's way of saying, I need to replenish those calories that I burned. Even if you didn't burn any calories, your prehistoric body thinks that you're running away from something in the field or fighting something off. Back in prehistoric days, that would have burned a lot of calories. But sitting at a desk doesn't. Your body just never got the memo. So that's why we get really hungry after we're stressed, because adrenaline wears off. And cortisol, not only does it help make us hungrier, it stores all that body fat right here based on everything that we eat. Stress also increases the excitability of something called dopamine that you may have heard of before. That's kind of our reward-seeking hormone in our brain. And that makes us crave a lot more. It makes temptations that are normal that much more tempting. And it makes us want to eat things that are going to give us the highest replenishment of sugar and energy, like cookies and cake, junk food and chips, things of that nature. So that's why when we're stressed out, not only do we get hungrier, but we crave those bad foods, those things that we now know of as comfort foods. There's a physiological reason for it. And in case you think that you're going to have the willpower to resist your own physiology, think again, because not only does stress do all of this, stress also inhibits our prefrontal cortex, where we get our willpower and self-control from, and it activates the areas of our brain where impulse lies and habits lie. So the answer is not to try to overcome our physiology. The answer is to try to cope with stress in a good way, in an effective way. And unfortunately, when we are stressed out, we don't use good strategies to deal with stress. We employ distractors rather than relaxers. So what are some distractors? Binge watching TV. That's a distractor. That actually doesn't reduce stress. It just distracts us. We eat comfort foods. Again, doesn't relax us. It just distracts us for the time being. We drink, we smoke, we go shopping, we surf the internet. We do those things to distract ourselves, but they're not actual stress relievers. They never fix the problem. They just mask it for a short period of time. So if you want to actually fix the problem, here are a couple examples of known, proven stress relievers. One is exercise or physical activity. So you go to the gym, go for a walk, play a sport. Those are great stress relievers. You can get a massage. You can play with a pet. spending time with family and friends, also great stress relievers, as long as they're not going to stress you out more. Listening to music is great, reading is great, and two things we're going to talk about more in the very next episode are deep breathing and meditation. Meditation is a huge one. Those are also great stress relievers. And if you want one more easy and practical one, coloring is starting to make a comeback. You know, the thing that we did as kids, well, it's being told to us that we should do it as adults too, because it's actually proven to reduce stress. So those are just some ideas for effective strategies for reducing stress. The key is to pick one, try it out, and see if it helps you. That way you don't have to rely on the ineffective ones of binge watching TV while eating comfort food anymore, because that's only going to make you more unhealthy, more unhappy, and it's going to take you further away from your weight loss goals. So I hope you found that helpful. As usual, you keep focusing on your why. I'll be here each and every day helping you figure out the how, because you, with a small dose of me, are achieving your weight loss goals on the daily. Believe that and execute your plan, and you'll get there.